You are looking for a sign, but you're saying, I will start first to give. Now, watch this. Did you hear that? You are waiting for a sign, but you are the one to provoke that sign with your giving. Now, the Bible here says, so Gideon went in and prepared a young goat and unleavened bread from an offer of flour. The meat he put in a basket, and he put the broth in a pot. That's the power of offering. Can you imagine the angel who was speaking to him was waiting outside? Do you know how many minutes to make bread it takes? Do you know how many minutes it takes to kill a goat and prepare it? And the angel still waiting outside. Now watch this. The meat he put in a basket, and he put the broth in a pot, and he brought them out to him under the terebinth tree and presented them. Are you ready for similitude? Okay, verse 20. The angel of God said to him, take the meat and the unleavened bread and lay them on this rock, and I'll pour out the broth. And he did so. Verse 21. Then the angel of the Lord put out the end of the staff that was in his hand, and touched the meat and the leavened bread, and fire rose out of the rock and consumed the meat and the unleavened bread, and the angel of the Lord departed out of his sight. Hello? What came out of the rock? What was put on the rock? On the rock there was put what? Bread and meat. So Gideon took bread and put bread. He took bread and meat and put on the rock. And the Bible says fire appeared. I have a problem here. In chapter 6, because of time I won't read it. You see, the Bible says the angel came to speak to Gideon. He was the weakest in the army, and he was the poorest. And the angel comes and says that from now your life is about to change. All the strong men you know in this town shall become your servants. He said, how? God said, I'm about to do something. But watch this. Gideon takes the bread and put on the rock. In the next chapter, Gideon goes to war. Are you here? Gideon goes to war, but he's scared to face the enemy, for there were many. So he sneaks, because nobody knew him. No one knew he's a new commander. So he sneaks into the camp of the enemy just to hear what they're talking about, as a spy. As he's hearing them, another man from the enemy's camp, he says, I had a dream where I saw bread. Bread was flying in the atmosphere, and it came in our camp, and we were beaten by bread, and bread began to destroy all our tents. No, you're not understanding what I'm trying to say. Bread began to what? And we all died, and we were running away from a piece of bread. And another man interprets, and Gideon is what? Listening. And the man says, the bread you saw, it was. And Gideon sneaked again and went back to the camp, and he said, ladies and gentlemen, a spiritual similitude has just taken place. I gave bread to an angel, and the same bread appeared in the camp of the enemy. You are not taking it. You are not taking it. What Gideon gave, it is similar to what appeared in the camp. Now, you are not getting it. Tell your neighbor, what you give, it is what appears in the spirit and it fights for you.